Eldritch Soup for your soul.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Eldritch Soup for your soul. And per the last video, just a TLDR, I did complete the final boss of Alone in the Dark. However, I had paused the video, never realizing that I did not unpause it. And basically all you see in the footage is just me dying to the boss over and over again and never getting to completion. So we are going to redo the boss. I obviously know the ending of the story, so I will kind of just do commentary on what I think about the game and hopefully not die 19 times again. Dying. So what I think about Alone in the Dark. Now, I always preface this where I did not play the original 1992 version of the game. This is my first time playing it, and I know they did change some story elements. They upped some stuff, specifically the Lovecraftian horror. The one downer I did see is that this game did not meet sales expectations, and in defense of the game, I think the advertising was pretty lackluster. I really didn't see that much with it. Like, I just saw random cutscenes of people talking and not really any of the action, none of the horror elements, no eldritch horrors or monsters or anything like that. It was just kind of people talking and then people praising the game over and over again. And that's not really the job of marketing and advertising. It's to show the game. Don't talk about it, show it. So that was kind of a little bit of downer. So obviously you don't know, this is Shub-Niggurath, the... I just love seeing the scene again. I love the aesthetic of everything. The black goat of the woods with 1,000 young. She's a part of the Lovecraftian mythos. Just want to pause real fast. And that's one element I don't really think was leaned into the marketing. Yes, Lovecraftian horror is kind of like a niche part of horror, but I think it's very important to show that. Be like, oh yes, it has Lovecraftian elements in it because it carries with it a reputation. There's going to be eldritch horrors, things beyond human comprehension, and there's a lot between the Dark Man, who's Nyarlathotep, between the cultist activity of Shub-Niggurath and all the eldritch horrors that kind of chase you down. I'll even have to say myself, when I first played the game, I didn't make that connection. Like, I knew there was elements to it, but I didn't know that it was straight mythos. So there was that little bit of like disconnection there. Obviously, you appreciate it later on, but first impressions are important for a horror game, especially when you're reviewing it. So, I think that is one thing that they kind of dropped the ball, in my opinion, with. I think more people would have gotten into it if they had known that. How did I not get hit? They would have probably, it probably would have garnered a little bit more attention, in my opinion. Gameplay is good. Obviously it's, over the shoulder, typical survival horror, what, Resident Evil 4 kind of pushed forward. And this boss fight is fantastic. In the beginning, I definitely had a hard time with it. So it was actually good that I lost the footage, because it was quite embarrassing that I was trying to piece it together, but this is where you have spawn ads. What I will say about the storytelling elements, I want to get rid of the stupid bugs. There you are. Because they are by far the most annoying, chasing you down. I feel like it was too slow. Like, I didn't know. This is the one part of this boss fight I don't like, is getting stuck on terrain over and over and over again. How are there more bugs? Come on. Definitely gonna die. It's kind of slow in the beginning. Too slow. Like I said, I was having a hard time of putting that together, like, oh, this is a Lovecraftian horror. I really am just gonna die again. Even after surviving this fight multiple times. Get rid of the, oh my god, this is so... Some Jim Beam to close these wounds. Sorry, I'm getting super distracted. Cool. Just waste it. I don't know where that stupid little bug is, and it's really irritating me. Where is he? Do I not have any health? I'm definitely gonna die. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna do this. I just don't know why so many ads came out like right in the beginning. It's kind of irritating. Bullets. There you are. Let's whittle her HP down a little bit here. That was really stupid of me. I'm definitely gonna die this round. Unless bring it back. Steady. What was I talking about? Oh. This is where I feel like. Please reload the shotty. The beginning of the game, I was like kind of waiting for the elements of Lovecraft to show up, but little did I know that, you know, those elements were there the whole time. It just wasn't really obvious. There's gonna be more ads. Oh! Oh! No! I learned nothing. So basically, TLDR, the Lovecraftian elements are very backloaded. Like, you don't really piece it together. And not the Darkman. The Darkman's obviously kind of where my attention was drawn to. He's on the cover art. He's like the main person. We know, oh, Jeremy keeps talking about the Darkman, the Darkman. So when he was like described as the crawling chaos, you're just like, oh, okay, that's him. That's Nyarlathotep. You're told that there's cultist-like activity or something strange that's happening here in Darceto, but that's really kind of... And obviously people are acting weird. Excuse me, around you. But you never put, like, 2 and 2 together that something's going on. Basically, like, until, like, the end. So... But the enemies that you fight in the game are attached to Shub-Niggurath. So I would like to have seen more elements or more information, especially from like the forbidden knowledge that kind of pointed to like, oh yeah, there's cultist like activity, who to trust, who to not trust, because you have, you know, Baptiste who's there, who helps you out, and then he just goes, you don't really see him, you see him in like 1 or 2 more scenes, and then that's it. That was a fucking shot. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I'm not good at this game at all. Is this it? Am I burning up all my luck here? Never to be good at shooting in video games ever again? Gonna miss everything? She's almost done. And round 2, there you go. Alright, kill the bugs. No, does she have eggs on her now? No. reload naturally. Okay, now I'm gonna switch to shotgun. Where are you? There you are. There's a lot of ads. Oh, you are kidding me. That was my own fault. I should have been paying way more attention to where crucifix as a weapon. Don't mind me. Just pain and suffering. Of course, I'm like way not where I'm supposed to be. Of course. Oh no. Oh no. Now, would I say this is a good game or a bad game? I enjoyed it. I thought this was a good game. You know, I always judge a survival horror game of would I go back to do the other playthrough, because I obviously did Edward, and from what I have my, you know, YouTube research, people have said that his was the most interesting one because he's the private eye, I guess. There's gonna be more ads, I'm assuming. So I guess I picked the right playthrough to start with.
I'm all out of bullets.
There's a little buggies. Oh, she's getting up, and I'm stuck. So one thing I don't like about this little boss fight, is just how easy it is to get. Whoa. Tricky. So annoying. Come on. Come on, Eddie. Do more. Are you kidding me? Come on. Come on. These little critters are like the bane of my existence through and through. I just want to kill this little guy because he's the one just chasing around. He's not dead? Come on now. I kind of want to just... Absolutely. Oh, so pain and misery. Where is this thing? Okay, so obviously melee is not the way to go. Totally that 2 tries. Actually, it's more like 6. So, overall, what would I give the game? I would give it a solid 3.75 out of 5. Nothing was you know, super scary, I want to say. Nothing left me like jumping out of my seat or anything like that.
I try to tell you.
It did have good elements of like isolation, claustrophobia when you're in the alleyways, especially even there when I'm running around Shub-Niggurath, who's trying to literally stampede me to death. I have all the ads trying to chase after me. I hear the noises. It's, you know, the place is on fire. I can't hear anything. There's a lot of elements I did, especially like, you know, every time you transported, every area felt like you could be cornered in and just obliterated. So I think that's really, to me, that kind of tension building is fantastic in horror games. Which obviously we see, like, you know, Resident Evil 1, the claustrophobia of the mansion. Cap. Resident Evil 7, the manor. And then even in games like Silent Hill, Resident Evil 2, it's like, even though you're more outside, in an outside environment, there's fog, there's things that obscure your vision. You can hear things that are out there. You can't see them. And that builds that anxiety, that builds that tension. In terms of the story, I wish it wasn't so backloaded, meaning that everything kind of happens in the end, like totally happens in the end. Things are very, very slow in the beginning, and you know, the breadcrumbs aren't exactly noticeable. Like, for example, like I had no idea there was a connection between these like ghouls and Shub-Niggurath. Not until like this end chapter. So, you know, if you're somebody that's not really into Lovecraftian horror or knows that kind of thing, even like myself, who that's my thing, it wasn't as obvious. So you're gonna just take these as generic monsters, and I think that's what would give a person like a lower rating on the game. You know, Resident Evil, it's easy. It's the Umbrella Corporation. It's the T-Virus. You know, it's Umbrella made this virus. They made the virus, created the zombies, and now these experiments are out. Versus this, where it's like, I'm being attacked by these ghouls. Why? I don't know. I mean, in the beginning, it's that, like, oh, is this a part of, you know, Jeremy's imagination? Is it not? Because every time you fight these things, you snap back and you're back in the manor, which is hilarious with that one scene where Edward's, like, drowning, but he's in the bathtub. Looks absolutely nuts out of his mind. But I think what this game did well, too, was show the descent of madness, how things are happening that aren't really there. Like when he's attacking Nyarlathotep, the Dark Man, in reality, it's like Jeremy or the Doctor. When he thinks he's drowning, he's in the bathtub. Like, are these events real? Did they truly happen? I think the game did a really good job showing like a descent into madness at that point. Obviously, we don't know the aftermath of how Edward reacts after the game, but overall, like I said, 3.75. Ooh, that's really nice cover art. I like that. I'll have to make that my wallpaper. Would I play it again to see Grace's point of view? I think that's her name. Yes, absolutely. I definitely want to go back and kind of get more of that forbidden knowledge, forbidden power. These games, the first playthrough only takes a couple hours, and then you speed up as time goes on, which is why even Resident Evil, there's like beat the game in under 3 hours, right? Because it's totally possible just to burn through the game if you know all the puzzles by heart, you know your pathway, you know how enemies behave, you know how to run, to fight things, to run from things. The next run is definitely going to be very, very short. I am not going to record it. I'm just going to play it and enjoy it. But that is Alone in the Dark, so I hope everyone enjoyed it. Next game, see, this is what I'm afraid of. Not afraid of, just nervous of. There's one game that's been on my radar for a very long time, and it's Still Wakes the Deep. That comes out in 3 weeks. 3 weeks. And I have been eyeing that for a very long time by Frogwares. I'm hesitant because I want to play Call of Cthulhu, but I don't want to start Call of Cthulhu. I know I'm not going to finish by that time, and I'm going to, like, sit here. I'm going to lose interest in Call of Cthulhu. I know it's silly to say that because I'm so focused on Still Wakes the Deep. So I might hold off. It's been a while since I did a podcast, so I might do that. And I have been working on the narration of The Terrible Old Man by Lovecraft, so I might do those two in the meantime. Before Still Wakes the Deep, do Still Wakes the Deep, and then go back to Call of Cthulhu. I also have The Sinking City, Sherlock Holmes. There's a ton of Eldritch horror games I'm really interested in playing and recording. This one was reactionary. I'm going to try to do commentary next, so you're not going to see this beautiful face. I'm going to try to do a reaction commentary. just because I'll try something new. They're obviously good at commentary. Can be very. I think it's a different kind of content, so I want to see how I like it a little better. But that's that. So if you enjoyed the content, obviously leave a like, leave a comment. When you say leave a like, drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you enjoy the content. Like I said, this is all about Lovecraftian horror, eldritch horror, cosmic horror, where you're going to do more narrations, podcasts around it, and obviously these like let's plays of eldritch horror games. And there's a lot. I have a lot on the list, a lot on the docket. So, like I said, if you enjoyed the content, subscribe to the channel because there's definitely more in the pipeline, more to come. So, stay tuned.